Hey, Walter Sorrells back with another Knifemaker's Friday 5. Welcome to my new shop. Hey guys, so for those of you who are new to my channel, my Friday 5s are basically just kind of news type things that'll update you about the channel and that sort of thing. Sometimes I answer viewer mail, I'm not doing that this week, but just kind of general things to keep you up to speed with what I'm doing on my channel. Speaking of which, most important, I'm really kind of settling into the new shop. Those of you guys who have been watching kind of the saga of moving in here and all the work that it's taken to get to a point where I can actually start making knives again, I really, I'm pretty well settled in now. Appreciate all you guys who've helped me out. Really excited to be here. I think a whole lot of really interesting things are going to be opening up for me. The difficulty of my previous shop was that it was so small that it really limited a lot of the things that I could do. Not so much what I could personally do. I could make pretty much all the same things in that shop that I can make here, but I really didn't have space to have any employees, and it meant that a lot of the things that I can do easily here took a lot more effort there. Anyway, if you're interested in that, check out the last week's video, and there are a couple before that that really kind of go into the whole saga of moving over here. It's been quite an experience. I really had no idea just how long it was going to take to get not only all my stuff moved over here, but working out all the little details that are necessary so that you can start actually hammering steel. Speaking of that, keep an eye out. I'm going to be doing an open house. It's probably going to be not till summertime, but I'm going to invite folks to, basically come hang out with me here at the shop. We'll probably have some other smiths here who'll do some presentations and stuff. I think it'll be really fun, really exciting, and give me a chance to show off the new shop here. Probably June, maybe July, something like that. We're going to aim for making it as hot and sweaty as possible here in the Georgia heat. But anyway, it should be a good time. It's one of those things where you're going to have to sign up ahead of time if you want to come, so it's really going to be sort of a first come, first serve type of thing. I'll give you details in upcoming videos about, basically what you need to do to sign up. We're going to limit it to, some reasonable number of people here because, we can't have infinite numbers of folks parking and all that kind of stuff. Anyway, very excited about it and more to come on that. Another kind of cool thing, I've started doing some stuff on Facebook recently. I've had a Facebook page, a personal page, but also a page for me as a smith for years and years and years. And I used to occasionally do some little updates on there, but I didn't do too much on that page. We've really made a big commitment to starting to post some videos, and we're taking a different approach. The Facebook audience is really quite different from YouTube. We're kind of nerdy over here. We want to really drill down and dig into, how things are made and all that in a lot of detail. On Facebook, we're going to kind of try and compress. We're starting with some old videos. We'll be sort of compressing them, making them a little more bite-sized, a little more fun. So you'd be doing us a favor if you went over to to Facebook and looked up Walter Sorrells Blades. I'd just love to have your feedback about, what you think of the new video kind of format, I guess, if you want to call it that. Just let us know how we're doing. Couple of upcoming things, just teasers on this. Again, I'm really just getting my feet under me here. Once I kind of get a sense of the pace of what I can do here and start producing things at a more reasonable rate again. And just as a footnote to that, I haven't really made a knife in about 3 months. Like I said, I completely underestimated how much difficulty there would be getting moved in here. Just getting back to making knives, so any of you guys who've been waiting for knives from me should be seeing something from me pretty soon. Anyway, I'm going to be having a couple of class type things. I'm going to be doing a smelt here, producing, a tomahawk, primitive steel, bloomery steel, whatever you want to call it. Be doing a smelt here, and I'm probably going to limit that attendance to that to maybe 4 people. I haven't completely figured out the format, but what I'd like to do is to have maybe half a day, something like that, maybe on a Friday, where I'll be, kind of talking about the theory of smelting, so that the next day we'll spend the entire day running a smelt, and you'll sort of know as a result of the previous day what's going on in that smelt. Just give you a little theory to make more sense, I guess. So again, I don't have any dates for that, but keep an eye out. We are going to be posting that. I'll probably put dates up on WalterSorrellsBlades.com, so you should be able to see it there. Also in upcoming Friday Fives. In that same vein, I'm going to be doing a Japanese sword class later this year. I'm not going to promise people are going to make a katana in the allotted time. That's probably biting off more than you can chew. But a smaller, wakizashi or a tanto, something like that, I think is going to be pretty doable. Again, don't have dates. Keep an eye out for that in the future. But I think that's going to be, I would have killed to have something like that when I first got started, to, be able to watch somebody who's got some experience making Japanese style swords. So we'd be forging, doing heat treat, and so on. Keep an eye out for an announcement as to when the dates for that class will be. And honestly, if I get a big response, if I end up with a big waiting list or something like that, it's going to be something that we'd probably have 4 people max, 4, maybe even just 2. I'm not really sure. It's going to depend on kind of how things evolve here in terms of my equipment. But it will be limited. So if I get a good response on that, I might even do a second one later this year. One last, I guess you'd call it an announcement. For those of you who have kind of followed my Tactics Armory line of knives, they're modern, tactical, semi-production, semi-custom, I don't know exactly what you'd call them, mid-tech type knives. When I started Tactics Armory 5, 6, 7 years ago, I can't even remember exactly when I started it, the theory was I was going to kind of scale it up, get some employees, grow it as a company kind of thing. And for various reasons, it ended up being more just me doing it. I had a couple of employees on a part-time basis, but I was doing most of the work, and it really has stayed that way over time. I'm kind of getting to a point where I'm, in a position to really figure out what I want to do next with Tactics Armory. And as part of the evolution of that idea, I guess you'd say, all the knives that I used to make on Tactics Armory, or for Tactics Armory, were on order. So you would go to the website, and then I would make the knife and hopefully ship it out to you in 2, 3, 4 weeks. I'm getting rid of that model, and I'm just going to sell what I make. I'm going to, if it's in stock, it's for sale. If it's not, I'm not selling futures, in other words. A couple reasons for this. One is just, frankly, it was just kind of a burden mentally on me, constantly feeling like, oh, I promised this guy this knife at a certain time. And I was always feeling under a lot of pressure to get that done. And sometimes that kind of limited my flexibility in doing some other things, Japanese sword projects and stuff like that. So anyway, my decision has been, okay, I'm just going to produce knives, sell what I got. And, that's the way most guys probably do this sort of semi-production sort of knife. So in the meantime, if you guys are interested in buying them, there's really nothing on the website right this minute, but very soon I'll start posting what I make. And if you're one of those guys who came to the site, to tacticsarmory.com, and said, I don't really feel like sitting around waiting for 3 weeks, 4 weeks, whatever it is for the knife to get made, whatever we got in stock, you can buy it, we'll ship it to you. You can put it in your pocket as soon as you get it. I'm going to do one last video about my shop. I know some of you guys are probably tired of it, but they seem to be pretty popular. And, if you're considering moving or whatever, you may be curious, what does it cost me to make this move? Moving the machinery, installing new things here, ventilation. There are just a lot of things that you sort of have to wrestle with when you get into a new shop. Lighting, it's almost endless. And, every time you add a plug or break or whatever, there's money involved. So I'm going to do a thing where I break down every line item of what it costs to make this move. All right, guys, thanks for watching. I'll have more videos about actually making knives next week, I think. All right, see you soon. Thanks for watching, guys. If you like what we're doing here, please subscribe and make sure that you click on that bell so you get notified of all the latest videos. Want to buy a knife from me? Check out my modern blades at tacticsarmory.com. Digging the channel? You can support our video making efforts on Patreon. You know, I've been banging away on these videos for like 10 years, so I hope you'll show some love for all that hard work. Link in the cards and descriptions. Finally, if you're interested in making Japanese swords, check out my full line of Japanese sword videos where I show how to forge Japanese swords as well as how to polish them and how to make fittings, handles, and scabbards. WalterSorrellsBlades.com.